Hello my fellow YouTubers, it is Saturday, July 6, 1:30 p.m. Denver time, and since everybody has their sponsor, this video is brought to you by Keystone Light. They don't pay me, but they're sponsoring me. Before we get to John X here, quick on Marfugel, I was trying to wait because I cannot wait to see what the marster has to say to fearmonger the recent earthquakes. This dude's gonna jump all over this shit, and like I've said before, Marfugel is literally dying for millions of people to die just so he can say, I was right about Cascadia. That's, of course, if the Power River comes back on. That dude's so freaking lame. Oh, what's the other thing? That thing that's going on in that university in Nevada, an explosion this, explosion that. I tried to find some good pictures of that university and cannot. But there's one I saw that shows what looks like those two buildings are connected by walkways or catwalks or whatever the hell you want to call them for the people for the kids to walk back and forth between the two dorm buildings. Because of the fact what I caught and what I saw, because if you look at those buildings, they're both in the same spot. They're both tore down, straight down. That's not a gas explosion, because gas lines do not run up the outer edge of a building like that. They run back and forth and go up and down here and there, but they do not go up the outside of a building like that. And I was watching a press conference sometime after it happened, and they had a university police officer talking about how the buildings were connected. There was walkways there so the students could walk and forth, back and forth across between the buildings, which is what I'm gathering. But like I said, I couldn't find pictures. I went all over for that university looking at pictures. I couldn't find one, but there was one that looked like the two same buildings. And I believe what happened here is when that earthquake was in California, it shook something loose there, and those walkways collapsed. That's where you get that explosion sound, because that's what you're going to hear when them kind of things collapse, is explosion sounds. Okay, back to the marster. Like I said, he's waiting to jump all over this. That's why he's taking so long to put out a video. He's got to put out the greatest babbling line of bullshit he can to suck in his people. So let's jump into John X's infomercial, the one where Trump wants to nominate people for the Federal Reserve. He flashes a cardboard box. Trump wants to nominate Judy Shelter to be on the board of the Fed, and also a Christopher Waller. Okay, and of course he says, hopefully you're buying the coin through him so he can make his money. But again, nominating people to something does not mean crap. And we've all seen how it's worked out with their program, to how the Trump nominees work out. Remember, this has nothing to do with this fake-ass deep state. This is all a setup, like I've said. When they selected Trump, it was part of the program to have this fake deep state there, so as an excuse to get nothing done, and along goes the same old program over and over. Like I said, he flashes $800 in silver that his sheep bought. John X, like the marster talk about, no, I bought this, I bought that. Yes, they have bought all this, but it's all the money that the idiots, the sheep, the flock, the dumbasses in this country have sent them over and over. And of course he says, hopefully you bought through him. And he rambles on and on a few times here about the Goldbacked currencies around the country. He says, Trump's putting people in place that are in favor of Goldbacked currencies. Okay, Trump's not putting anybody in place. Again, he's nominating them. Nominating them does not mean crap. We've seen, like I said, we've seen how the Trump nominees work out. It's putting out there, that kind of crap's put out just to appease, for some reason, the Trumpsters that still believe in that idiot. And how do people think, when you hear stuff like that, Trump's going to go out and try to replace, you got to look at it this way. People don't think about it. I don't know if John X did or any of the other people that are propagating this horse shit. Do you really think everybody that is making money off of and behind the petrodollar is going to go for that? And they're just going to trash the petrodollar? No, I don't fucking think so. Come on. He brags on Bitcoin and what it and Facebook are going to do with the digital currency, and that it will destroy the U.S. dollar. It seems like he's insinuating if they do not go with the gold or silverback dollar, then replace the petrodollar. That's not going to happen. all these people selling Bitcoin, all these any of that cryptocurrency, any people selling that cryptocurrency, trying to sell you gold and silver, are gonna say anything they can to trash something like the petrodollar. I don't know why he didn't mention the he might not even know about the petrodollar. He's such a freaking idiot. Trump is talking out the side of his neck like he always does, meaning like they always do. Everything they do is part of the program. There can be little glitches, but something major like this, no, nothing like that's a glitch. John X says he's not making $5 a sale, says he's making less. And he follows that with, he got a call from his SD Bullion connection, that he's not making $5 a sale, that he's making $25 every new customer. And that he did one video that brought in 80 new customers. So if they're new customers, that's if that's 80 new customers, that's $2,000 he made, as he even says in his video, in a 6-day period from his phone call with his sponsor, with his raking in the cash per percentage person from SD Bullion. That was $2,000 he made in a 6-day period. Now you got to remember, when these people do actually admit, John X and Marster are the two biggest idiots. They slip up so much it's not funny. You got to also take into effect the money they make from their chats, from their PayPal, from their Patreon, from selling their T-shirts and all their other horse shit, and whatever they make going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. These Discord groups like Marpaz and all these other channels that get that have emails and they're talking to people, they send them money through emails. I guarantee you that. I don't have to prove it because it's a freaking fact. But again, so according to what John was saying, he just made $2,000 in just a 6-day period. Like I said, it doesn't count everything else. All this is after he went all this crap going up to this place he got, his grandmother, something, I don't remember, that house up in the Tennessee mountains. First off, like I tried to get into it, but it didn't address good enough. This place sat abandoned for 2 years, and for so many people, John is supposed to be the ultimate in teaching people how to prep and to bug out. He didn't go to this place for 2 years, and I should have went back and looked at the video, but I didn't think about it till now. But when he filmed himself and he's driving up on this place, there's roofing material sitting on the roof. And I could tell you right now, just going by memory, you could tell by looking at those roofing materials, they have not been sitting there for 2 years. And anyway, he couldn't hang. It didn't work out. And to all his flock, all his sheep, all the dumbasses who follow him, come on, dude, they were all waiting in suspense to see the inside of that house, whatever happened. You paid for plumbers to go there, you said. You paid for, I think, electricians. You paid for all this, and yet you're saying you don't have no money. What about all your money from your military disability that you said's been taking care of all your bills? In his racing video, he says he sold a whole box of silver just to pay for the trip. A whole box of silver just to pay to drive up there and spend a few nights in the house or in a tent or in the car or wherever you slept. Maybe you got a motel room on the... And like somebody else said when the car, I think it was Luz Farmer, why did John go up there with his camera gear and not his preps? Why? If you're out there fear-mongering everybody else, you're in the, that's another thing. He's turning a new leaf now. He's going into the pineal gland, and we're all light and energy, which is true. Excuse me. I'm not going to go into that because you're just too many people understand that we are light beings. That doesn't mean freaking aliens, to a degree. I'll keep you tantalized there. Anyway, so he sold a whole box of silver just to make the trip. You know, like I said, with his military disability and all the money, these people are making so much money off of you lames. That's another thing. All these channels want to talk about they're being held back. Sometime back, Marster had referenced a YouTube creator, how to create, I forget how, instructional video. I talked about that also, because in that same video, they talked about how they like to, and YouTube's involved in this, to annihilate smaller channels, which kind of bites them in the butt, because if we grow bigger, then we're making money. This channel will never get that big, because I'm confronting, I'm exposing, I'm fronting off the assholes, the bullshitters, the liars, the propaganda, the so-called truth. That goes along with a lot of these prepper channels. Look at, they've all got money links. They're all doing sales. They've all got sponsors. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. It's all manipulation. Anyway, John X goes into unlocking your potential with sound, sound, music, and frequencies. That's a fact. That's all got to do with your pineal gland. That's all got to do with your chakras going up to your pineal gland. And that's what we're all about. Like I said before, that's what the Bible is all about. The Bible is an instructional book on how to awaken this. And that also goes with the fact why the Bible says you are supposed to tithe 10%. That's why we only use 10%. The 10% of your brain that the Bible says to tithe is the 10% that we use, which is the 10% that we use wrongly. That other 90% is so much potential. That's why you see these people with autism, all this other stuff that can do these amazing things, the knowledge they have. That's because through these birth defects, and to a degree it's not even a birth defect, or things caused by fluoride or the vaccinations, that's bad. But at the same time, it taps into some of that, and that's why these people can do what they do. It's just amazing how people ignore why we do not use 90% of our brain, because we were designed not to. And another long story. And all this does involve it tapping into the pineal gland. But like John X says, oh, I just learned this all on my own. Oh, give me a frickin' break. You've been watching YouTube videos. Now he's trying to flip-flop his channel. He's no longer into fear-mongering. He's got the stupid meditation music playing in the background, and I'm going to care, and I'm going to lead the way now in unlocking your inner intelligence and the light being within you. That dude's so freaking lame, it ain't funny. But I was trying to hold out because I'm just dying to see what the old marster has to say, fearmonger, and he's going to make some big cash and pulling off some video on these recent earthquakes. These kind of people just love to cash in on the misery and the death and the destruction of other people's lives. It's just freaking sad. They'll get their own. I think it's called comeuppance. They always stuck in my head from watching the movie The Mummy. But anyway, until next time, we'll just keep watching the retards and keep being entertained. And we're supposed to get some more storms here later, so I guess we'll see. I mean, I love being inside this. With this living in this tin can, even with the insulation, I couldn't even hear my freaking TV. It was so loud with the hail hitting this damn thing. But anyway, until next time, see you later. Bye.